something just finally snapped in her brain like, oh wait, this is what's going on. Oh, bitch, hold on, I'm not dealing with this. I never in a million years thought that I would be making this video. You know what's crazy? Right when I'm filming this, Ella brought this package. This was supposed to come like not this fast. Rose Forever in New York. Oh my gosh, I've looked at their website multiple times waiting for a sale to buy myself one of these, and then they reached out to me. I'm so thankful they did. Isn't this so funny? I'm filming this video and I get these beautiful roses. Oh my god. Look at this. They're gorgeous. I really couldn't choose the white ones or the red ones. I probably shouldn't have binge watched the last like 3-4 episodes of This Is Us today. It was rough. And it's so funny, it literally like kind of hit on my situation a good amount because, you know, Kate and Toby got divorced, so I was kind of talking about certain things with that, and I was like, damn. I kind of knew for a very long time that this is not my person. Does anyone else do this, especially in relationships, if you guys are religious or pray or anything like that? I would always pray and say, God, please, like, you know, show me if he's right for me. If he's not my person, then please show me, give me a sign. Tell me why. Literally, sometimes the next day or the same day, I will find out that I was getting cheated on. So, if you watched my last DHK video, you'll know what the I'm talking about right now. But we're gonna talk about today the divorce reasons of Jane and Bob. It's a crazy story of what was really going on. You know, how no one really knows what's going on in your relationship except the two people, and I guess anyone you tell the truth to. I felt fine making this video in the beginning because I'm like, you know, some people are so confused. What's going on? Like, why is she going out all of a sudden? I don't know where to start from the beginning or the end. Just to preface everything, I really want to say if you are in a narcissistic, abusive relationship, marriage, whatever with somebody, and you feel like you're getting manipulated into staying over and over again, they promise you, I'm gonna change, I'm never gonna do that to you again. I swear on my grandpa, grandma, mom, that's messed up. But they never change. They keep doing the same thing or worse. Don't give up on yourself. There will come a day that you will finally just something will snap in your head and you'll be like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Because that's literally how it happened to me. May 13th, 2022. Let's talk about this hypothetical situation. Jane wakes up, has a horrible feeling in her stomach, checks Bob's phone because why I got this feeling, you know what I'm saying? Checks his phone and sees that there's 5 text now numbers. You know, when you send a photo, be careful with this information. Do what you must, but be careful. On an iPhone, you look at photos on your camera roll, there's the up arrow to send. It'll show the last people that you contacted, no matter if you delete the conversation, delete the app. Bob deleted the app, text now or whatever, but the numbers were still there. Jane looks up the numbers because Jane's smart. Jane is tired of playing games. Jane wants an out. 5 numbers were 5 prostitutes or escorts, whatever you prefer to call them. Jane confronts him and he's like, oh no, I have no idea what those numbers are. They texted me and I have no idea, la da 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 da. She told him, I'm done. I'm filing for divorce. Something just finally snapped in her brain like, oh wait, this is what's going on. Oh, bitch, hold on, I'm not dealing with this. She packed everything up that she could fit, and it was a Thursday morning, packed the kids' stuff up and left. to her parents' house. Let's start from the beginning. Just so you guys know, in a divorce, they usually ask for you to write your marital history just so your lawyer knows what they're dealing with, what was the relationship like, and they can use it in court to say like, look, this is what my client went through. It could get you more percentage of the assets. When Jane wrote the marital history, it was about 3 pages long. When she sent that marital history to her lawyer called her up quick. Jane's lawyer was like, I cannot believe that you went through this. His actions were egregious. Jane was like, bitch, I know. Basically like disgusting. It was like just horrendous, right? Marital history, okay? If I'm looking down, I'm just, you know, reading this crazy story I found. So they both met in 2009 in high school when she was about like 16 years old and he was 17 or so, and started dating in April 2010 on April Fool's Day. During high school, they were dating on and off. It was just complicated because Bob was friends with like schizophrenic people, like literally, I'm not making a joke out of it. One of them was literally schizophrenic. There's a lot of toxic people around us. I don't even like using that word really, but this was the time that Jane was going through some traumatic things. She was kind of cheating a couple times, maybe 3 max. I feel like when you're in high school, you're a kid still. I don't consider that being a grown adult with a fully formed brain. She was going through a lot, and of course, like that's not okay to be doing what she was doing, but it is what it is. You know, Bob could have said, hey, look, like I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not gonna be able to forgive you. Let's move on. Didn't happen. Not to say Bob wasn't doing no weird stuff either. In March 2013, Bob joined the military. They got married in Texas right after his training for the military. And as soon as Bob went to tech school, which is like basically the training for your job, he started cheating right away. Jane found out he was messaging like this old girl that he was friends with. I miss you, blah blah blah, like weird stuff. He was going to like Austin, partying, clubbing, kissing girls. Weird stuff goes on in the military. That's why I would never in my life recommend someone to date someone in the military. No, I'm sorry. Don't be one of those people in denial. I know someone that's in mega denial, and it's just, it is what it is. You gotta let it be, but just stay aware. That's the best advice I can give. And don't believe them when they say they're gonna change, but they don't change, and there's still iffy things going on. They're still like, oh my phone, you can't look at my phone. Like putting passwords on their devices, their Apple Watches. Like, know your worth and don't give up on yourself. Like I said, know that one day it will come to you and you will leave that situation. Because once you give up, you're like, oh, this is the life I'm gonna live. Then it's a wrap for you, and that's the life you're gonna live. Then, you know, you get military orders, PCS, to move wherever the military tells you. They moved to Hawaii for 3 years, where the cheating just kept on going. There's 2 examples on this marital history that's like the biggest ones that Jane remembers. One was when Bob listed himself on Craigslist for like, you know, discreet encounters, and like there's Backpage, on Backpage also. And the other example is that Bob met with an escort in a mall and said to Jane he didn't do anything. But it's like, and then when Jane got pregnant, Bob went to training again for his job, and she found out later while she was having her baby shower back home with her family and his family that he had an affair over there with some crusty dusty. She found out about that after the baby was born. They went to therapy actually for like 6 months, couples therapy, and that didn't do a thing because she later found out throughout the therapy he was cheating also. He gets news that he's gonna be gone on a short tour for a year, and that was really tough because she felt like if he leaves that she would want a divorce, because through all that unfaithfulness there was no trust. so she could not imagine how could they survive a year, you know? So during the year that he was gone, he had a whole other relationship, like a full-on relationship that supposedly this crusty dusty times a million. She's just like the crust on the bottom of like some dirty feet. One tip that I could give you guys, if you guys are married and your person is unfaithful or has been, keep all the evidence and put it in a folder in your laptop. Name it whatever you must. Don't name it evidence. Don't do that. I name my essays. Guys aren't that smart. They're not gonna open up a folder that says essays. So after the short tour, the year was over, Bob comes back and they buy their first home. They buy their first home, which is fine because then in the divorce, it's either 50-50 or because of all the actions of Bob and everything Jane went through. They say that in those situations, most likely Jane would get more percentage of all the wealth that was created during the marriage. So then after the military, they decided to move back with their family just to get back on their feet and buy another home. Never a good idea to move back with your parents after you've bought a house, lived alone for years with no one telling you what to do, and then to come home and people telling you what to do again. The second baby was born during this time, and Jane thought that maybe that would fix stuff, but that's what Jane thought marriage would do. That's what Jane thought the first baby would do, and she thought the second baby would do that too, but no. If your relationship is not good, do not think that getting married or getting engaged or anything is gonna make anything better. It's just gonna make the problems bigger, especially with kids. So there was multiple times that Bob was unfaithful during this period of time. She discovered that he had medications for STDs and got tested on her birthday. And then on 2 other times, he got tested 2 days before Valentine's Day. She also discovered secret phones multiple times. One time was on his birthday. She wanted to do something nice and clean his car, vacuum it, you know, dust it. First thing she does, getting ready to vacuum, she takes off the mats, right? Opens up the mat and there's 2 phones under there. And then when she came to confront him, like, hey, what's going on? He would sleep like most of the day, so he was sleeping and she was with the kids. It was typical stuff. She was like, what is this? And he said, listen, Jane's therapist can't really diagnose him. She did say that she believes that Bob is borderline personality disorder with narcissistic traits. Even when they took a trip to Puerto Rico, got mad all of a sudden for some reason because she wanted to eat pizza at this place and it was just like something dumb. That night they fought. She fell asleep, and right next to her in bed, he started messaging escorts in the area and got an address of one across the street. Then told her after, like, oh no, I have a problem and I never did anything. It's just for the thrill. That's why I say don't believe these pictures online because it's fake. If anything, it's just a moment in time. You have no idea. You don't know what anyone goes through in relationships, so don't idolize anybody. Just try to be a better you every day. That's the best advice I can say. So I don't get jealous anymore of anyone's relationship because online it's very easy to fake. When their second kid was like a month old, he started having a whole nother relationship with somebody else in Staten Island, took her on trips, dates. She has 2 kids, and he would always tell Jane, who's gonna want you with 2 kids? Spent hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in strip clubs. Bob was lit in the clubs. He would say he doesn't want to go to clubs. He's not a club type of guy to her, but he would go to clubs, strip clubs, all types of clubs. In the marital history, they ask, what do you think is the biggest situation that was a point of the complete breakdown of the marriage? Jane said that was when he took a trip to Las Vegas / California. And guess who he met on that trip? I don't know if he flew her out or what. I don't know what Bob really does in his life. The crusty dusty from his short tour came. He took her to a 5-star restaurant. The way that Jane found out about it was one of the people that was there posted on his story, and she was in the corner of the video. And when Jane saw that, she was in their new home, their second home they just bought like a month or 2 ago with the 2 kids. She was in shock. She went in a panic. It was a lot. It's a long story, but I feel like we're besties. I feel like I could tell you guys everything, you know what I'm saying? Bob was going crazy out there. Not only after she left, he got escorts and everything. There was one moment that I think it was like after the New Year's party, I don't know. I remember crying because of a fight or something. There was a moment that I was crying late at night. Kids were sleeping and I was looking at myself, and I felt like the first time in a long time I really saw myself. I'm like sobbing, and I look at myself and I just start telling myself like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and I'm letting you go through this. I'm so grateful to myself. I got myself out of that situation. It was crazy. It was a snap, instant decision, like, I'm done. I just want to add that don't ever forget that you are so worthy of real love. If this is part of this story is how you're getting treated, like, please don't give up on yourself. Don't think low of yourself. Just keep having faith, keep building up the courage to leave, have a plan. You can do it. No one deserves to live this way, and no one deserves to be lied to all the time that the other person's gonna change, and they never change, or it gets progressively worse. I'm sure you guys are like, girl. Yes, I know. It's a crazy hypothetical story, isn't it? It sure is. Listen, if anyone's going through a really hard time, if you guys have questions or you need to talk to someone, please email me. My email is down below for business collaborations, but please just email me. I check that thing. It's on my laptop all the time. DMs, I'm so sorry. Instagram DMs, guys, I have anxiety. I take Lexapro now, so it's helping, but I get anxiety when I see a lot of messages, and I'm sorry if I don't answer you guys. I will definitely keep you guys updated on the divorce process and what's going on, but tell me why even an email to my lawyer costs money. A phone call costs money when it's more than 6 minutes. If anyone has advice on divorce, please let me know in the comments. I'm gonna need it. If you got any crazy stories about your own stuff or hypothetical stories, write them down below. Let's all join in together. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I come out with a new video. I'll see you guys in the next